Adam Silver and the NBA are trying to give the people what they want by resuming and finishing this season. However, there's a lot of discussion about exactly the format in which they would play, and Dame Lillard has some strong statements about that. Quote, if we come back and they're just like, we're adding a few games to finish the regular season, and they're throwing us out there for meaningless games, and we don't have a true opportunity to get in the playoffs, I'm going to be with my team because I am part of the team, but I am not going to be participating. I'm telling you right now, you can put that bleep in there. Jalen, what do you think about Dame's stance about not playing?
I think we need to reach out to Dame and try to get him on the show, because that's Dame's right there. One of the top players in the league that has been in the playoffs each season, shot down the Oklahoma City Thunder and broke up Paul George and Russell Westbrook like this. They're in the 9th spot, Jacoby. You and I want to see a 7 through 10 playing game.
Yep.
You know why? Luka, Ja, Dame, Zion. The league needs to make it happen, and I believe they will make it happen, because if they don't, and then you have all NBA players like Dame Dollar sitting on the sideline after we return from a pandemic, it will not be a good look for the league.
See, Dame is smart, and Dame knows. He said you can put that in there because he knows people are going to discuss it, and he knows that right now there are people in offices saying exactly how we should bring teams back, and there's a lot of momentum, I am sure, just to bring back the 16 teams that have currently qualified for the playoffs. And this is Dame Lillard telling through the media, listen, don't have me come out there to Orlando and bring my kids to Disney World and then not play meaningful basketball. I love what he's doing, and you know what? We should have him on the show. Do you think he should come by tomorrow to discuss this? 4 o'clock on ESPN.
Absolutely.
Perhaps.
And also, Jacoby, Adam Silver is a terrific commissioner. He knows there's a difference between engaging 2/3 of the league and 20 teams versus only engaging 16. You got to create a level of intrigue before you get into the playoffs. You can't bring guys back, have them sweat a couple of days, have them do some 5-on-5 scrimmaging and be like, oh, it's game 1 of the playoffs. That can't be the method either.
Well, we will see about that. We'll have an update perhaps when Dame joins us tomorrow, but we have an update on something that's been discussed a lot over the past month. Stemming from The Last Dance, a lot of discussion about Michael Jordan's involvement on Isiah Thomas not being part of the Dream Team. He says there was a lot of people in a group decision and he had a little influence. Well, this is from 2011, the Dream Team Tapes podcast. Quote, Rod Thorne called me. I said, Rod, I won't play if Isiah Thomas is on the team. He assured me, he said, you know what? Chuck doesn't want Isiah, so Isiah is not going to be part of the team. That's Chuck Charles Barkley, not Chuck Daly, the coach of the team. Jalen, what do you think about this bomb dropped from the past?
I think it's time for me to take off my gloves. That's what I think.
The gloves are
on. I'm on Floyd Mayweather. I'm on Floyd Mayweather right now. Let me tell y'all something that I've been wanting to say since the late 80s, early 90s as a Detroit native, okay? When Isiah Thomas got left off the Dream Team and they took Chuck Daly, that was to hurt Isiah, to hurt Detroit. And you know what else it was meant to do? Fragment relationships that he endured in the league. But when he started to beat the best players, Magic, Bird, Jordan, everybody was physical. Everybody was tough, but nobody did it like Detroit. And you know what happened when we finally stood and kissed the Larry O'Brien trophy in back-to-back seasons? Cats took it personal. They took it personal. And they kept Zeke off of the squad. And Jacoby, I'm going to give you another sneak peek that a lot of people kind of sleep on this fact. Rod Thorne was the general manager of what team that drafted Michael Jordan?
Chicago Bulls?
The Bulls. Which means, of course, they have an intimate relationship and they can talk about it in the late 80s, early 90s, and none of us find out about it. Unless all of a sudden, a couple of years later, it comes up on a podcast. Isiah didn't deserve this. Detroit didn't deserve this. And this is why those relationships are still fractured in a lot of ways to this day.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.